Hi there, this is Ronnie, Amber's Night, coming at you with a video. So the news is in. Fred Phelps, founder of the Westboro Baptist Church, has died. There is a part of me that now wants to set off fireworks, blow streamers, wave pom-poms, yell in victory, but I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do is I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to celebrate, in inverted commas, Fred Phelps. This is a man who accidentally, because he certainly didn't do it deliberately, has done more to benefit the LGBT community and, in a sense, America as a whole, than he could possibly imagine. What do I mean by that? Do I mean that the kind of things that he stood for were the way America should be? Of course not. He was a complete fuckwit. His views were abhorrent. The views of his church are abhorrent. They are not Christians. Simple as that. Christianity is based on love. The Westboro Baptist Church is based on hate. It is, by definition, not a Christian church. In fact, one could go so far as to call it an anti-Christian church. And those who worship, in inverted commas, at the Westboro Baptist Church are anti-Christians. Take from that as you will. No, I want to celebrate a man who showed America how far down it had fallen in terms of civil rights. They put a face on hatred and evil that could be hard to top. They are a hate group, pure and simple. And they are rightly vilified, but more importantly, they made many ordinary Americans take a look in the mirror. Take a look at who they were, how far they had fallen with regards to civil rights in general and gay rights in particular. And they realized that they hadn't fallen that far, or that perhaps they had fallen too far. Fred Phelps and his organization being the ugly mirror, the line that you should not cross, the line that you should not come near. And as such, I think the vast majority of America has turned around and said, we reject this hatred, and rightly so. What happens to the Westboro Baptist Church now? Don't know, don't care. I am somewhat hypocritical in this video, talking about the Westboro Baptist Church when I've made videos before saying we shouldn't talk about them. But I think the death of this hateful little bigot deserves a little voicing. There are still many civil rights abuses against the LGBT community around the world that need to be dealt with. There are many Fred Phelps to be struck down. But in showing the ugly side of human nature and showing just how evil people can be in the name of religion, the Westboro Baptist Church and its leader in Fred Phelps showed America the face of what it did not want to be. And as a result of people like Fred Phelps, America has turned its back, rightly so, on hating gay people. We've seen this. So in a way, you can't help but thank the Westboro Baptist Church for turning people away from hate. Do I think they're nice people? No, I don't think there's a nice person among them. Certainly there are people who have woken up, seen the light, and got the hell out of that organisation, and I say, more power to them. And I think they will die off because they are a cult. They are an evil little religion based on hate and segregation and fear, ignorance, and this idea that God, if he exists or she exists, is someone that you should capitulate to the point where you lose yourself. They're not Christians. They shouldn't be considered Christians. They shouldn't even be considered a religious institution. They are a hate group posing as a religious institution to try and gain tax exemption status. They are a fraud. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I believe that children in that organisation should be taken because it is undoubtedly abusive. There's no doubt about that in my mind. They are all child abusers. And by child abusers, I'm not talking sexual abuse. I'm talking about emotional and psychological damage. And if they really are old school Testament idiots as they claim to be, there may be a lot of physical abuse as well. But certainly emotional and psychological abuse must be going on there. You only have to see some of those kids and the torment that they face when they're out in those streets. There is no love in their hearts, only hatred. And as such, I consider them a hate group, posing as a religious institution. I believe a religious tax exemption should be stripped from them. And more importantly, they should have to pay the backdated tax. There's a way to cut the deficit. But Fred Phelps is dead. And yes, there is, to an extent, it's merely a case of the king is dead, long live the king, because the organisation hasn't died. But I do not believe for a second that anyone will mourn him. I think it will be interesting, given the Westboro Baptist Church's despisal of funerals, what will happen with Phelps? Is he going to get buried? And if they do, will Westboro Baptist Church picket the funeral? A funeral that they don't believe anyone should attend, in which case, why are they attending? And by attending whilst carrying placards, are they in danger of committing an oxymoron? Rather than just being morons, which is what they are. I'm glad he's dead. I really am. I show no remorse for saying that. He was an evil, spiteful, vile man, and the world is a better place for not being in it. But at the same time, this is a man who showed America just how far it could fall. And America, thankfully, has said, no, we're not going there. Whilst America has a long way to go on it, I'm glad to see that they're making some positive moves there. And it's good to see. So, Phelps is dead. Great. He won't be missed. His organisation won't be missed. The people who use blind hate and call it Christianity won't be missed. They're all spiteful, abusive little bigots. And, you know, that's all I really have to say. So, I'm glad he's dead. I think if his intent was to turn the world against gay people, it's backfired on him because he just came out as an extremist, and rightly so. All homophobes are extremists by default. So, I'm glad he's gone. I hope his organisation folds. I hope we've heard the last of the Phelps. And that's really all I have to say. And I'll be back soon with another video.